In the world of retail and CPG, there's this powerful belief that all the biggest problems, they've kind of already been solved. But there's a quiet revolution underway, and believe me, it's about to challenge everything we thought was set in stone.
And this quote really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's the central tension. On one side, you have these major brands feeling pretty confident, maybe even a little complacent, that they've perfected their operations. But on the other side, there's this new wave of technology that's quietly gathering steam, ready to prove that the game is far, far from over.
So, what exactly are these so-called solved problems? Let's really dig into this mindset that has dominated the retail industry for years.
For decades, companies have poured tons of money into tech to optimize everything. And over time, the thinking shifted from, hey, how can we improve this, to, well, we bought the best tool out there, so we're done. And just like that, the problem was declared solved.
And we're not talking about small stuff here. We're talking about the absolute bedrock of retail, optimizing these massive supply chains, managing contracts with thousands of suppliers, mastering merchandising. These are huge, complex systems that a lot of folks believe are already running at peak performance.
But here's the thing. Here's the crucial limitation. These existing tools are fundamentally reactive. They have to wait for a problem to happen, and then they just follow a script. They're completely rule-based, which means they can't think, they can't innovate, and they definitely can't act outside the very narrow box they were built in.
But that rigid, rule-based way of thinking, well, that's exactly what's being challenged. And this is where that quiet revolution starts to get a whole lot louder.
See, this confidence in having solved everything is creating a massive blind spot, because the tools themselves are undergoing a radical transformation. So what is this new wave of technology?
It's a technology called Agentic AI. And let's be super clear here, this is not just some minor software update. We're talking about a completely different species of tool.
Okay, let's really look at the wording here because it matters. Agentic AI doesn't just react. It can proactively think. It can anticipate needs before they even pop up. It can act all on its own, and, maybe most importantly, it can collaborate with other systems to solve problems that no single tool could ever dream of handling by itself.
This comparison really shows you just how massive the leap is. We're going from reactive to proactive. We're going from rule-based to fully autonomous. And here's the biggest shift of all. We're moving beyond simple integration, which is really just plugging different software together, to true orchestration, where intelligent agents are dynamically coordinating their actions, like a symphony conductor leading an orchestra, to achieve a goal.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. The goal here isn't just to automate a few tasks, it's to create digital systems that can reason, that can problem solve, and that can collaborate with the same kind of nuance as a team of seasoned human experts. It's a total game changer. But, and this is a big but, to make this happen, you can't just install a new app. This requires a completely new way of thinking about how technology is built in the first place. It needs a whole new architectural blueprint.
And that is the key takeaway. This isn't about slapping a patch on an old system. It's about building a brand new foundation for the entire business, moving from a really rigid structure to a flexible, intelligent network. So let's trace this architectural shift, okay? First, we move away from those massive all-in-one monolithic apps, and we move toward a flexible system of multiple specialized agents. Second, this means innovation stops coming from just duct taping old systems together, and it starts coming from orchestrating these new intelligent agents to create entirely new, better outcomes.
So what does this new architecture actually mean for a business? Well, it means intelligence is no longer buried deep in some static code. It lives and breathes in dynamic agents. It means your systems are built for autonomy and collaboration from day one. And it means your next big breakthrough probably won't come from buying a new piece of software, but from a clever, new way to orchestrate the skills and agents you already have.
Which brings us right back to where we started. What does all this mean for those core functions, those pillars of retail that everyone thought were already figured out?
The impact here is honestly, it's profound. All those solved problems, your supply chain, your merchandising, all of it, are suddenly wide open for reinvention. They are no longer these mature, settled categories. They are now the most exciting frontiers for innovation, for efficiency, and for finding a real competitive edge.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question, doesn't it? A question for you, really. If the parts of your world that you thought were finished and done are suddenly filled with brand new potential, what are you going to reimagine first?